Gosh. All right, guys.
Were we muted this whole time? Oh my gosh.
I think Gary is playing tricks on us.
I am so sorry. So let's start this over. Welcome to our show, and it is Wednesday, January 3rd. So as I was explaining, we're wearing Hawaiian shirts, and it's because Gary loved Hawaiian shirts. And these are also the shirts that we wore in the picture on the thumbnail of Gary. So that's why we are wearing this.
Yes.
It is cold, so we are wearing long sleeve shirts to go with it. So
yes. Central Valley in California does get cold.
Let's re-welcome everyone so you can hear. So Anthony Simone, Carla McClendon.
Hold on, Greg. Hold on. There's an echo, but I think I know what I can do to fix this.
Nautical Nurse Nancy, Waypoint Explorers, Life Adventure Show. Excuse me, Katie Jackson, Destination Fun. I don't know if it's a Carla McClendon. Jamie Wilhite. Life is Good Today. Tony G. 1975. Self-proclaimed Captain Billy J. Travels. Mary Ellen Dillon. Are you messing this up while I'm doing this?
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
You're good. You're good.
I'll stop until you're done. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay. Hopefully they're saying
Okay.
our there's an echo. So that could be why we've been having issues.
Margie Butcher, RobFuz. And I think RobFuz said something about condolences, or somebody said that, but thank you. Whoever, I can't go back right now, but thank you for your condolences. Joyce Harder. Let me see.
You said Ryan Donahue?
I haven't gone that far yet. You're going to throw me off.
Sorry.
There we are. Ryan Donahue. It's okay. Mark Langenkamp. Life Adventure Show. Najuma Brown. Oh, Misty Phillips is here. And Michael Harder. You're slightly out of focus, but hi. Are we out of focus?
Yeah, I don't know
what's going on. We're
not
using the other camera.
For some reason, the camera stopped working. So I think Gary might be playing tricks with us tonight because Gary was one to instigate things.
Well, in our fashion, things always happen with our show, and we don't want to disappoint Gary because he was always used to things going wrong with our show. So,
see, they're saying we're very blurry there.
Oh, are we blurry? Let's see.
No, but from what we can see, we're blurry. But if you look at our camera on there.
Here, let me refresh it.
Let me see. That's not going to change anything.
Are we hooked up to the Ethernet?
Yeah, we're hooked up to the Ethernet.
Danny D, the spectacular supporter.
Welcome.
Do we want to stop and restart?
Yeah, let's come back up real quick.
We'll be right back. Sorry. Let's try it without. Let's try it without.
Hang on, bud. I want to get this. Will help us if we can do it. What is going on? See, when I plugged it in, this came on. That's the only option it's giving me. High definition.
Okay, let's just do the regular camera.
Okay, let's just see if this helps us.
We're fine now. We're on.
You can see us?
I can see us right here.
Oh. You guys can hear us now?
We've been on. Excuse me. So we're back. Let's see. Yes, Muzak plays Waypoint Explorers. Margie Butcher, I think I don't know if I said welcome, but welcome.
But the other things aren't working.
What things?
The mic isn't working, so something's happening with this connection.
Can you guys hear us?
Okay, they said it looks way better. So okay,
can you hear us?
We're gonna go with what we have. We should be, but we're not using.
Okay, picture and sound, great.
We're not using this
Thank
microphone.
you.
We're using the microphone
That's
from here.
Fine.
So
Thank you.
We're probably getting an echo on there. So sorry, guys. It looks like Gary has been playing tricks on us tonight on there, but I don't I don't even know where we've been.
I think it's a normal thing with us with our show. So
yes, but we haven't had problems with StreamYard. It's been problems with Ecamm, which we don't use currently. But I think, did we welcome everyone in, Greg?
I
we missed anyone?
I think we welcomed everybody. And if we missed anyone, welcome everybody. Excuse me. Nurse Nancy said, we see you. We see and hear you great.
We do look better on that screen.
So happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
I hope you had a fun, safe, happy New Year and had some dilly-dilly. We sure did have some dilly-dilly. We had some in honor of Gary. We had some to have some. We don't need a reason to have dilly-dilly, but
we couldn't do the show last week. We were not in an emotional. I mean, people mourn differently. I would tell you, this is probably the first loss of a friend we've had, which absolutely devastated us. He was more than a friend. He was family.
Yeah, he was part of our family. He was part of the cruise community family also. And
learning from hearing other people's stories, he had an effect on so many different people. So
in many different ways.
So today we're going to be sharing some stories. If you guys want to share stories, we would love to hear them in the comments, and just kind of honor and celebrate Gary's life. So we're going to kick it off with some pumpkin whiskey.
Oh boy!
Yep. So we'll do a shot.
I'm already getting chills just thinking of it. Cheers, dilly, Gary.
I really like that. Nancy is watching this on her big screen TV.
Oh boy!
Yeah, so
she gets to see our dilly face.
Yes.
That burns going down the throat.
So Gary said losing Gary is tough. It's very tough, yeah. And then Waypoint says, I'm not sure I can share all of my Gary stories.
Oh my. Joyce Harder said, I still have a hard time believing that this happened to him. We saw him Tuesday before he left for North Carolina. Anthony Plack is here. Hey folks, it is not that it
is a great guy. Yes.
It is not that was a great guy, but that he is a great guy. Yes, very true. He is a great guy.
And I find myself talking to Gary every day.
Yes.
I'll make little comments to him. So
he
lives on within all of us.
Yeah. I actually, Derek made a comment. He said, I was I was asking to have a dream, with Gary in the dream to see him.
I've been saying that.
And
Gary, visit me in my dreams.
Yeah. And that night I did have a dream with him in it. He was in it not very long, but I remember when we last talked, he had recently got his hair cut, and that's what the dream was about. Something with him in his haircut, and he was just in it, for a short time, but he was in it nonetheless. So I haven't seen him in any of them since. Not to say that I won't, excuse me, or that Derek won't. But
Yeah,
it was just interesting that it happened, and your mind has some subconsciousness and things like that. But I do believe in that kind of stuff.
I'll say he will visit me when he's ready. So
Yeah.
Nancy says Gary made a splash literally and figuratively at my live stream
He
show.
did.
on
We
his
were
celebration.
We were there, and we were helping Gary when. Oh my God, I can't believe he did this because he was in. There were kids there in front, and it was like late at night. But he like came out in this assless chat type underwear thing.
And
And he jumped in with Nancy, and we had to help him pull the towel up so that he could change. And we were trying so hard not to let the towel fall.
but it did drop a little bit.
We caught it really quick though.
But true to form, though, Gary asked, because the kids, he asked the family, the father, he said what he was going to do, and the guy said that it was fine. And then they weren't allowed to jump in the pool, and they had like someone there from
They
Carnival.
had to walk into it.
Yeah. So yes, Gary was very concerned about the kids. Billy says Gary was supportive of the cruise community, supporting in chats and on live shows, and sending out super chats. He will be super chat beach please. He would super chat beach please to get my wrench taken away. The forever saga of Billy losing his wrench.
He gave us super PayPals, as we like to call it, and it was just nice of him to do that. We never asked him to do it. We told him many times, you don't have to do that. We value your friendship. We value you as a friend, and we don't expect anything like that. And he said that's why he did it. That's why he did it, because he was supportive and he knew we didn't expect it. And that's what kind of person he was. He would help people when they least expect it.
Yeah, he's been there's been several people in this community that have supported us. With a friend of mine who was our landlord passed away while we were on the celebration cruise, and he's been there helping us analyze things, very supportive. And the last conversation, he said to Greg on the night that he passed, he said that, oh, you'll get this house. And Greg said, we'll try this. Oh, we'll try. He goes, no, I'm going to put this out in the universe. He goes, you will get this house. So we are in a few days later, we went into escrow, and we're still having challenges with, as you guys might be aware, this is our first time buying. There's always some challenges when you are buying a house, finding out things when you do inspections. But we call this house Gary's gift because of his support and just everything that we have gone through. So this will always be special. Anthony says, I miss his BS detector. He would call you up because he was right.
Sorry. Welcome, Holly Ayers, Mike Jackson,
Katie Jackson.
You got me going. Sorry.
Sherry says we only met him once, and that was on the celebration. He was so welcoming, and we will always remember him. Our first time we had a chance to cruise with him was on the Virgin. our cat, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but our cat is outside is saying, hey, I see you in there. It's feeding time. I'm going to make noise on this metal screen door. But we were able to cruise with him, and there was about 19.
Adventures.
There was about 19 of us on that cruise. Was there 19, 25? About 19, I think.
For what cruise?
The Virgin cruise. That's the first time we cruised with Gary.
Yeah.
And when we first met him, Gary was not Gary. He was kind of like,
well, not in person. Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, what is wrong with you?
Thank you, Nancy.
We had a very open, like, we could communicate openly, like, what is wrong? Or did we do something to upset you? But by the end of the cruise, Gary was Gary, and on the celebration, we saw the Gary that we knew, and we would have conversations every single day. He was a little bit here, and I noticed you turn around, Gary was gone. And then he was a little bit there, and then Gary was gone doing something, dancing, and he loves to dance.
Oh my God, Jordan. Down Under Cruisers, welcome.
And Katie remembers when he jumped in the water because she was right there behind.
Yeah. On a Virgin cruise, it was nice to meet him in person. It was crazy. No, which one? Oh, really? I've seen more of Gary than any person should see except for me. On the Virgin cruise, he did, kind of let loose after a while, and he would always do his little pole dance type thing, and he would start bending down and getting back up and everything, and he was just in his own world with music and stuff, and he just had a fun time. He didn't care what anybody thought. He went to the beat of his own drum. So yeah.
Michael Jackson said playing blocker so security didn't get closer. Carla, I don't know if we welcomed you, and welcome, Carla.
Welcome.
I never met him in person, but he was so nice and friendly in the chats, and definitely will be missed. Yes, he'll always be with us. This year, I was telling Greg, for me personally, I haven't had many people where.
Last year, yeah.
Yes, sorry. People have passed, close people have passed, but the landlord of this place, when he passed, that really hit me. And a lot of it was like the financial responsibility because we didn't know what we were doing. We weren't planned to move out. So there was a lot of up in the air. But I think of all the things, Gary was the one that hit us the most. And it wasn't as if we're denying, but in your mind, you think, which he is with us, but you want to reach out to him. We would do daily polos, leave polos daily, and so that option isn't there for us anymore. And it's not that we're denying that it happened; it's just your mind doesn't connect that it actually has happened.
I think Gary and I would talk a lot.
Agreed.
On Facebook Messenger video chat. So I would call him, he would call me just to chit chat and see how each other was doing. He would talk with Derek. Derek would talk with him. We would all talk with each other basically. And I was able to talk with him 3 times that night before everything happened. So we were just talking about different things and stuff, and somebody told me that at least I got to say goodbye. I don't look at it as saying goodbye. I just look at it as saying bye
till we meet again.
Yeah, till we meet again. But the last time I spoke with him, he was waiting for me to hang up, and I didn't hang up at first. And he went to hang up, and he was saying something like, "Oh, okay." And I had hung up when he was in mid-sentence, and I felt kind of bad. But I knew he was just hanging up. But the last polo he left was in Gary form.
Typical Gary.
Because he left a polo, and then he was calling me, and I was going to take a shower, and so I said to myself, "I'm sorry, Gary, I can't talk. Because I was so dirty from cleaning and stuff." So then I listened to the polo when I was done, and he was joking and saying, "I'll stay out of your business. Don't worry." And then he gave Derek some advice on the house. And then I called him and I said, "Why did you say that?" I said, you're not doing anything bad in our business or anything." And I had left a polo after that, and he said, "I was joking. That was for Derek." I said, "Well, I left a polo." And he said, "Delete it." And I said, "Hold on." So I went and deleted it. And I said, "Okay, I deleted it." So at least I was able to explain to Derek he was joking, because that was true to Gary form.
And Greg made the comment, "I wish that wasn't the last polo that we have."
But I know he was joking.
Gary, and I said, "That's perfect, Gary. I would not expect anything else." He loved to stir the pot to see what kind of reactions you would get, and so I did not think anything less of it. So Waypoint says, "I've always said that Gary is my spirit animal. He's my inspiration on living life to the fullest." Yes.
Candy Mom, welcome. Mercy Rodriguez, welcome.
Welcome.
Tomorrow would have been his 67th birthday. I didn't know what day his birthday was.
Yes. I'm trying to catch up. Welcome. Yes, Candy Mom 15, welcome so much.
I'm just glad that I was able to talk with him, 3 times that day. And at times I felt like I should have, I think about it and I thought, oh, I could have stayed on the phone with him and, maybe he would have been okay, because we don't know what happened.
Correct.
Maybe he was.
We know a little bit, but we know Greg wasn't the last one he spoke to.
Yeah.
And welcome in, Sean, all the way from Australia.
Welcome.
We're talking about Sir Gary of the Beaches that is passed right before Christmas.
Maybe he got distracted with something. I don't know, but I know it's shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and all that kind of stuff. So, as I haven't been like this for a while, and now that I'm talking about it, it's just coming up. So.
I know because we were the non-group cruise, which was a cruise that we went on, and it was hosted by Adventures Ahead and Beach Please, and everyone handles things differently. And Betsy says only positive things, and we had to take a step back because we weren't in that spot. We couldn't think of those thoughts yet. We were mourning, so everyone does something different. It's better for us, and we were going to talk about 2023 and our cruises, and we decided no, we want to do this. We've already had some electrical or technical stuff, which we're going to say this is Gary like playing jokes with us.
He wouldn't expect any different.
Yes. He could do it like nobody else. Pole dancing without the pole, right? Happily ever Yachty, welcome in. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Greg, I think we need to have our second drink.
My God.
I didn't get a straw, so this is going to be interesting. So I don't know if you guys have ever had a Corona Rita. So basically you want to do a margarita. This is probably a little bit taller than you want. And we bought these little holders. I got them on Amazon, and they have 2 different kinds, but this one sits like this. There's the other one is angled differently.
Tony G said PayPal Fairy Derek.
Oh, I will definitely check that out.
Thank you, Tony G.
So this is the smaller. They call it a Corona Rita, not because it's the Corona. It's a smaller bottle. It's 7 fluid ounces.
Yeah, but you have to have the drink part lower, otherwise it's going to overflow with all over the place. And then what you do is you just set it in there and make sure that's secure so it doesn't fall off.
It's supposed to stop. I'm going to give this one to you.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's yours there.
Well, yeah.
Can you get 2 straws for me, please? And I will load this up for you. And that is what we first saw this in what's that restaurant? The safari one. What is it called, Greg? Rainforest Cafe is what we first had these things on here. And we even found the same glasses. Is it gonna stop? Is it gonna stop? So first you want to sip it with the straw, and then as it gets a little bit down, then you just take the bottle out and you take the little bottle holder on there. Let's get caught up on here. Danny D, I wanted to comment. I tried to find the videos that you were talking about yesterday on Nancy's show, and I couldn't find it. So if you're able to message me and maybe send me the links, I wanted to check out those videos where he was awarded on one of the cruises. Ryan, I first met Gary at the first unofficial Helen, Georgia meetup. He picked up the dinner tab for the whole group of us, somewhere between 25 to 30 people.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, Tony.
That's how giving he was.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
He said, this is Tony. He said, in honor of Gary, let's play the music. Tony, we don't have the music on this one, but we'll do our pathetic music, and we'll do our cheesy dancing. So ready, Greg? Do 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 do. With Greg looking up at the sky. So
I'm looking at Gary.
Yes. So thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate that. Didn't see him again until the non. Actually didn't recognize him at first. Yeah, you probably because Ryan, you didn't recognize him because Gary was sunbathing and he was 50 Shades of Brown. He was really tanned. So yeah.
Anthony, thank you so much.
Tomorrow would have been Gary's 67th birthday.
That's what I was saying.
Yes.
Thank you, Anthony, for your words. Yes, you are correct. Yes.
So Mercy came in at the right time.
Jim from More Sunshine, please. Welcome.
And Nancy says everyone mourns in their own way, and every way is perfect. I will tell you, this has been incredibly hard on Greg and I. They always say time mends things, but we wanted to honor Greg because he met Gary. Sorry, we want to honor Gary. I have a brother named Gary, and I'm constantly calling Gary Greg and Greg Gary.
Yes, you are, yes.
Anthony says, and no, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path.
That's what I was saying.
And one that we all must take. The gray curtain of this world rolls back and turns to silver glass, and then you see it. Tolkien. Very good. Thank you. Yes.
Welcome, Spiker's Crazy Adventures.
Yes, Cindy, welcome.
Waypoint. That's amazing to see how many lives Gary touched. Yet when you talk to him, it was like you were close friends for years. Yes, it was. Jamie only met Gary on your lives. He was always so kind and welcoming, such a shock, but we were all here together to pay tribute to a fabulous guy. Thank you. Jenny, I just read Waypoints.
Amazing how many lives. Oh, yeah. You read that first? Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry.
Danny, I've never met Gary, but I think I've seen him in chats, but I will always honor him by supporting the cruise community. Thank you. Yes, he was a big supporter of the cruise community.
Yes.
And we first saw him on Marco Polo, and in no time at all, we connected with him, and we talked, and he was there since then and became really good friends and family with us.
Yeah, Gary was another nationality. He did love to show that he's been spending all day since he was retired. He just retired. Yes.
He was pretty tan for the cruise, I will have to say. We were able to go on some walks with him on the cruise, the non-group cruise. And that was nice to be able to do that with him as well. We were up early in the morning walking. The first time we were supposed to meet him, we were waiting, and he was already up there walking.
Because we stayed on the Lido deck. We love I would tell you the things I love about Carnival. I love the Lido deck and staying on the Lido deck. Our rooms on all 3 cruises have been on the Lido deck, and we were hanging out by the pool there, and he's out walking around. So we're texting him. He says, "I'm on the track already." So he was pretty much done by the time we went up there and got to him.
I think Nancy needs to wear those assless chaps.
Oh my!
In honor of Gary
on a live show.
Well, no. I mean, whenever you want to, but just in honor of him, that would be good.
Life is good today. I saw Ronnie mention the comment about, I think it was Ronnie, maybe it was Alma, that in Punta Cana, that they jumped in the pool with a dress. Did I miss that? Is that right? I saw that earlier in the chat, and I forgot to mention it in Punta, but I didn't get to join him that night. Oh, that was on the celebration, I believe, is when you did that.
Billy J said that dunk tank is his trigger word. I was dunked a few times. You, Gary, and I were all dunk tank victims. And that was for a good cause, I remember.
Yeah,
so that was awesome.
For Groove with St. Jude, I believe, is what they were going to donate the big old money that they received from that. Yeah. Gary often had said things, and he goes, "Should I do this or not?" And he regretted, I think, when he did that because he got some flack from it.
But it was for fun.
Exactly. And then we said, put it in perspective. It doesn't change the person that you are. You're doing it for a cause and to get probably noticed. But and that was typical Gary. I mean, some of the things that we would joke about is Gary, his New Yorker would come out all the time.
Oh yeah.
And he would say, no, you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you're gonna do this, and then you go that, and then you do this, and then you do that, and then that's what you want to do. That's what I go, that is so New York.
He wasn't telling us what we wanted to
Basically,
do.
he was.
But he was just saying, like, you don't want to do this, you want to do this because it's better. But it would sound like you don't want to do this, you want to do this. What you want to do, blah, blah, blah. And he was going to help us with our group cruise and everything, and we had a whole thing planned out. And unfortunately, right now it doesn't even look like we're going to be doing our group cruise. Yeah. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, our final payment is in early May. But when you're going from a $930 rent to possibly $2,600 mortgage payment, that's a lot of money that we no longer have. So at least this year, we're thinking that we had 4 cruises booked, and more than likely 3 of those 4 we're already writing those off. But I thought, so Ronnie says, life, we jumped in the pool together in Punta Cana, but didn't get in to join him on the celebration.
Jim said, I never had the pleasure of meeting Gary in person, but he was incredibly kind and generous to me here on YouTube. I remember calling Jim on the phone with Gary on the phone so that Gary could get the information for Jim to make sure that Gary's money went to Jim, because he wanted to make sure that Jim got his super chat. And I think it was going to PayPal. So he wanted to make sure that Jim got it. So that's how I introduced Gary to Jim. And that's how caring Gary is that, he would make sure that his money was going to where he wanted it to go to help people. Happily ever Yadi, welcome. Yadi? Okay.
Yadi.
The Traveling Gilberts, welcome.
Welcome, y'all. Yes.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Yes. But he means a lot to us. We said that if everything goes through with the house that we're trying to buy, we're going to have a wall dedicated to him. And we'll say...
we're going to have a picture of him and us up on the wall.
Probably the one that we used for the thumbnail, because I think that's the best picture that we took with all of us together.
Oops. He did help us with, giving us advice and saying what you want to look out for, what you want to try to do with us looking for a house and everything. And just really go ahead.
His level of this is his support. We were talking to him about, he asked where the house was, the address, he started looking up and he was saying, "Oh, it should be so much this amount. The schools over there suck, so they shouldn't be. You shouldn't have a whole lot amount because if you live in a higher, like a school district which has better
people are going to want it
education,
more.
Then it's more of a demand." He goes, "You don't have to worry about it." So
yeah,
well,
that's good like, for wow,
us. Okay, that's pretty impressive that you're checking in to see how the school is over there.
Ben PTV, welcome.
Welcome in, Ben, our buddies from Pepper Villa. Great to see you on there. He's still working. Oh my gosh, Ben, I'm sorry.
We talked to him about the house and everything, and just quick left or right turn. With the house, we did do our house sewer and pest inspection yesterday. We did get the results back. Things do need to be done, so they're working on
40-year-old house, so it's going to have some stuff to do. But the bolts and the structure of the house,
bones of the house,
they say are good.
The appraisal was done. That things are being looked at that because there were some things that happened that we don't know how it happened, but they're looking into that. So, but the ball is still rolling. Everything's still looking good. So
closing date is
that's our update.
is sometime supposed to be like the 22nd, but
or maybe February.
We're hoping things get pushed to February because we didn't know this, but you get basically 2 months. So
no
if we have
mortgage payment.
Full February and February, I'm going the wrong way. February and March, we won't have to have our first mortgage until April.
That'll help us out a lot financially.
Yeah, we can definitely save up for it. But so many good memories with Gary. And I was happy that we were able to. We did some excursions too. I was trying to think when we were on the Virgin cruise, we all went. For the most part, we went to. We did the zip line in Roatan.
But he didn't.
That's where the picture was from.
Because he just had a surgery, so he was unable to do it.
Correct. Yeah. But in that picture was from Roatan, from the thumbnail, and we did. Excuse me. We also did what was on that. We did the rum factory, and we did the chocolate factory with them on that tour. But did we? I was trying to think. Did we have dinner with Gary on?
We had dinner before the cruise.
Yeah,
and we did have.
That was in Hawaii. That was in Miami at the shark fin place. I think it was.
I don't think we were. I think we weren't able to sit with him because
there was a lot of people there.
Everybody was mixed and stuff, mixed up, and it was kind of a mess at times. But we kind of sat to close to each other. But on this past non-group cruise, we did sit, by him with teppanyaki. So we did that. We did walks with him when we were docked. We did walks with him.
That was on Celebration.
Yeah, I'm saying on the non-group we did that. We did teppanyaki with him with our group. He was right by us.
Was he? I know Chris and Laura were.
They were on this side. Gary was on this side of us.
They did the Dr. Seuss breakfast. He was right next to them.
Yeah. And so we did get to have some good, meals with him and times with him. The Virgin, we hung out with him when we could because, everybody was just all over the place. Yes, I did read that. That was funny. Maybe you'll have do you have a bruise as a memento? Did the bruise stay? No.
Flat Gary, I do remember that. That was was that from the original, the BBD, right?
That was that doll with his face on it.
Nancy says constantly gave advice on places Sarah and I could go to snorkeling. So helpful. Yeah, we I'm just trying to think. I thought we might have had more dinner with him on the Virgin cruise.
We had times with that weren't like scheduled, like they weren't. We didn't have reservations and stuff. We just were like, oh, let's get something to eat, and he was with us, And we would just do things on the fly, or at times, or just at short notice. So it wasn't always planned, but we did have a lot of time with him. And it was just it was nice to be able to talk with him and hang out and not have to worry about on the go all the time.
Nancy says Flat Gary went to Hawaii with two travel and tour, Kim and Neil, who they were also on our Virgin cruise with us, and we did get a chance to meet and hang out with them. So Billy says it was great sitting. It was great getting to sit with Gary at the captain's table in the steakhouse on the Carnival celebration. The captain's table, like
yeah, you guys were right on the side of us.
Yes. Yeah. Whoops. Wait, do we need another shot, or are we still working on these?
Wait, was that?
drinks?
Oh, that wasn't a steakhouse. Yeah, because we were with Nurse Nancy and Sarah and her Nurse Nancy's family and Sarah's
Anthony,
husband.
Hannah,
and it was
also,
that circle table.
Also, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? The one that got drunk on the Virgin cruise.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I want to keep saying James, but it's not James. But
I don't get it.
Yeah, so many great memories. Gary was, Cindy says, Gary was awesome. I had the honor of meeting him once, and he was just awesome in person as he was on text
Jay
and lives. Jays, there you go. I knew it started with a J. Oh, you would have thought I would have clicked right on in. Oh, yes, Sherry. I remember all of us at tea time with Gary on the non. He almost put his salt on his tea. And you know what? I'm so happy you said that, because Gary recently had heart surgery, and he said that Carnival didn't have any creamer on their ships, and he would pour, like his coffee. This would be his pour. I'm just gonna say this was the sugar. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "You're crazy." I said, "That's not healthy for you." He goes, "Oh, this Carnival doesn't have any creamer on it." I said, "Creamer doesn't have that much sugar in it." And every time we saw him and he had coffee, he was doing that to his coffee. I was just like, "You're crazy." Welcome to Florida, by the way, at the Cruise World. Hey, welcome in, Cruise World. Thank you for joining us. I did not see that you came in.
Welcome.
Gary was one of a kind, and one could rock a pair of no one could rock a pair of assless chaps like he could. Yes, and now Nancy is.
I don't know if anybody would want
to. There you go, Mary Ellen Dillon. She had guessed it. It was Jay. Thank you, Mary Ellen Dillon, and welcome. I don't think we had said hi to you yet.
I do remember on the the non-group cruise that when the fight broke out when we were at breakfast.
Oh my gosh, the fight.
Gary was with I think I forget who he was with, but he was eating across the wall. He came over to check and make sure that we were okay, and that's just another
aspect of who he was.
Yes, it's just showing that he's that he was loving and caring. It's just another.
I forgot about that fight. That fight really shook me up, and I feel like I'm sounding like a wimp.
It's a display of how he was towards people.
But that fight was really, it was like right next to the table, and if we didn't move, we would have been like smacked over by the guys that were. One was trying to contain the other guy. He wasn't fighting with them, but he was trying to contain them.
I felt old. I felt bad for the older couple because they could have been very hurt, but they weren't. But Gary was very nice, and he came over and he was like, "Are you okay?" and made sure that we were all right.
Yeah, we said we just want to leave.
Yeah.
Tony said Gary and I had some wonderful, deep, and meaningful conversations late at night in the smoking area. Yes, the smoking area where he said he didn't smoke.
We were trying to help him to stop smoking, and I think he did at one point.
But to say that, Gary asked us to keep him in line and push back when he was not smoking. So it wasn't us that said, "You're not smoking." It was his choice. He told us to help him out.
Yeah, we tried.
But Gary does what he wants to do. So Captain Billy says, I went on a solo cruise on Carnival Glory 2 years ago. Gary sent me money on the cruise to go on the excursion in Belize. I went cave tubing and ziplining. It was great.
Very nice.
That is very awesome.
I remember with cruises, he would give us chocolate-covered strawberries. He gave us the half chocolate-covered pineapple, which I never had, and those were so good. I would love to have those again. but he did, just little things for people on even cruises, just to give people a nice touch when they're welcomed into their room and everything. It was really nice.
And he never asked for anything back.
Never he didn't.
When we
gave him his friendship. That's all we could do, is give him our love and friendship back.
But when we would gift him back, he would say, "Why do you guys do that? Didn't you do that?" But Nancy says, met up with Gary and Eva, Joyce and Mike, and Chris and Laura on our way down to Florida when we were buying our Florida home. First time we met, because they were more. Gary, Eva, Joyce, and Mike are from the Atlanta area.
Yeah, we met Eva.
Party on the Sea. Welcome in, Eric. Great to see you.
Welcome.
We're just honoring Sir Gary of the Beaches, which I'm sure you met on the Carnival celebration. So we're just honoring him and remembering him and the good times that we've had with him, and just trying to therapy. And he visited us earlier on the live show because we had some technical problems for probably the first 8 minutes of the show, but we got everything back.
We met Gary. We met Eva through Gary, of course, and then we met Gary's sister, and they were very nice to hang out with. Eva and us got along just great.
I love Eva.
She's so funny.
We were on what day was it?
She'll tell you the funniest stories.
What day was it when she was eating at Pig and Anchor? And was that was Sail Away? That was Sail Away.
Pig and Anchor. She was up. She was
Guy's
up
Burger.
at the Guy's Burger.
Yeah, that was Sail Away. So she's eating while Gary's getting his groove on, dancing down there, and so we're filming our Sail Away, leaving Miami, and we saw her, and just, oh my gosh, I can hug Eva all day long, and she just
she's
cracks
funny.
me up. Yes, a very strong woman, and I just love her to death. So it was great to spend time with her too. So Nancy,
that's nice.
Fried two trays of treats for Cabin Crawl on the BBD. He wanted me to promise that he wouldn't say it came from him.
He also provided a large tray of sushi and treats for the meetup on the Non on the last night.
That's right. I do remember that, because he kept on saying he wanted to do the sushi boat from Carnival.
I remember that.
But it was kind of, I was like, it didn't look, I'm sorry, with everyone's hands on it, to me, it didn't look that appetizing. Gary also gave us a snack tray on the Mardi Gras. He wanted us to eat the snacks and tell them they weren't any good or not. Wait, tell him if they were any good or not, so he could decide if he wanted to order some for his cruise on the BBD rum run.
Yeah, the night that we were meeting everyone, and before that, it was funny that he was in the Space Ghost outfit, and I would have never thought of that outfit for the costume contest. That's more of an original option, because you don't even think of that character. That's an older character, but he went as Space Ghost, which was really cool. And the last night that we all got together, to say our byes to everybody, that was emotional, because he knew what we were going through and everything. So it was really nice to have him there for our support, and just being there for us. Gary was Gary, and he will be sorely missed, and we will still love him and about him.
How many times on the polos would he leave a polo, and then I would send him a private polo, and like, what are you thinking? Why did you even say something like that? And you just want to you wanted to smack him,
because he wanted to get
a reaction. That was scary. That's scary. He wants a reaction out of people, and he's just like chuckling inside. So yes, some great memories that I will always cling on to. We still have, Nancy, we are on the same plan of you, but you listening to your live show yesterday, you are doing a great job getting your videos out. We still have 6 video series that we're working on.
We don't have any trips coming up. Yeah. It looks like, at least not cruises. So we'll have some time to put stuff out, hopefully.
Yes. So that is our promise.
Oh,
that
welcome,
we'll be
Mike.
Mike, our buddy Mike.
Yes, thank you.
Our great friend from Bakersfield, California. He's the president of our fan club, but I think I think he canceled the fan club is what.
Wow.
But we got about 4 minutes left on there.
Welcome. I don't think we said welcome.
We did.
Oh,
we said hi, Eric.
It's just, it's weird to not see Gary's name in here. I know he was fashionably late last time we were live because he was busy, but he showed up, because he wanted to support us. So, unfortunately, that was his last time in our chat where we could see him. But you never know; he might be watching, and we just don't know. So
Billy says, a memory from the BBD run. I don't dance, but Betsy and Gary pulled me onto a conga line, and we danced around the Lido. That is awesome.
He was dancing by us at the 80s night on the non-group. That was a lot of fun. And I just remember him, I looked back and I see Gary there. And so we were all dancing together. That was a lot of fun.
We have like 10 cruises to get videos posted on. Oh, wow. Okay. So I don't feel so bad. But you are getting them out. So that's good. You're doing a lot better than.
So you should still feel bad.
Yeah.
No.
But the Carnival Celebration is the one that I'm working on next. And then we're going to go back to the past ones. But Happily Ever Yachty is.
Thank you. Yes.
Maybe it is Yadi. Like Lady? Yadi? Yachty? I think it's Yachty. If we're saying your name wrong, I'm so sorry. It's so nice that you have some beautiful memory. Yes, and I'm always going to cherish them. And the one thing is
we'll always think of him with the house too, because he was always giving us information and rooting for us.
Yes, George and Alana, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good. Yes.
What were you saying?
I think one of the biggest takeaways I've seen on this is, and I'm very thankful the morning that it happened. Again, we would leave Daily Polos. I thanked him for what he meant to us in our lives and making sure that, he knew how, what a difference he's made and he continues to make in our lives. And I'm glad I was able to let him to know that.
Yeah, I think he always knew. We always made it a point to let him know that
how grateful we are for friendship.
We were grateful. He was loved. He was never taken advantage of by anybody. Nobody expected anything. We didn't expect anything. And he was very giving, and all we could give in return was our love and friendship towards him, so it's just, and he didn't expect anything more than just us being his friend and family, and giving our love. And it's just not going to be the same with him not here.
Yes. And I had some other thoughts going on through it. It's already 6:00. I know we have the ship show, which are getting ready. I believe they're going to celebrate the 2023 season, but cherish those around you. Let's hit some quick comments on here because I saw some on here. Sherry said, you can ask him anything about a cruise and he was full of knowledge. Captain Billy said, Gary wasn't as much a fan of Carnival, but I think his thoughts on Carnival slowly turned after the BVD run and the Carnival Horizon and the non-celebration. Yeah.
He had fun on the non-group. I wasn't on the we weren't on the BVD, Nancy. But he did have fun on the non-group that we could see.
Yachty. Okay, perfect. And he did it for the people on board. And welcome in, and from Buffalo.
Welcome.
Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go. Let's beat those fins. Fins up will be fins down at the end of this week, hopefully.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Tony G. Just remember, everybody, please be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings, and know that we're all here for everybody. This cruise community is beautiful and awesome, and we're all here for each other. Even if we extend the offer and people don't take us up on it, it's still there. We truly love everybody on here, and thank you again for your support. And I just, I want to end it on a high note. Dilly dilly to Gary and to everybody. Dilly dilly.
Let those know that you love them and how much they mean to you.
Yes, let the people that you love know that you love them every day.
Yeah, because it could be too late. And we are so thankful for everyone out there.
Thank you, Holly Ears. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And we will be on next week. Yes. We don't know what it's going to be about, but we'll be here.
We're going to be talking about our 2023 cruises and trips that we have been on. So
it'll be 2023.
Thank you, Jamie.
Remembering 2023.
Yes, and remember the funny part of Gary visiting us at the beginning of this live and all the technical problems that we had. But happy 2024, everyone.
Yes.
Be safe. And
to a happy, prosperous, blessed 2024.
Yes. And thank you, Anthony. Stay strong. Call me if we definitely will. Yes.
Thank you, Anthony.
You guys mean so much to us.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All of you are awesome, and we thank you for being here with us.
And with that, I'm Derek.
And I'm Gregory.
And if you forget our names, wow. I'm Little Explorer.
And I'm Big Explorer.
And as Walt Disney once said,
we are
just getting started. Oh my gosh. What a way to begin 2024. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.